The Medicaid program in Ohio has harsh rules for qualification, but we dodged a bullet when the Republican Health Care Act was tabled in March. Medicaid would have been made much worse had the bill passed. My law partner, Mike Solomon, is here to discuss what might have been and what actually is. So first of all, give us a little background on how Medicaid is funded in each state.
Well, Medicaid is funded by both the states and the federal government. The federal government kicks in around 60%, and the states, like Ohio, kicks in 40%. So if there's any shortfall, the government will have to step up. And by having that funding, it makes sure that all the people who are eligible for Medicaid, they qualify for those benefits. And as you know, in Obamacare, they even expanded the benefits for and helped subsidize health insurance for low-income people. So there was a big expansion of Medicaid in that area also.
Okay, which helped many, many people.
Right.
What would this new law have done?
Well, the new law proposed, it didn't pass, but it proposed is that they would block grant the money. So the federal government would say to each state, based on your population, we're going to give you X dollars, and then you spend it how you deem appropriate. So the states then could determine who gets the money and all the standards, basically, to qualify for Medicaid. So supporters of it, advocates, say that's better. The states are closer to the people. They can make the better decision on how the money is spent and innovate different programs to save money. The people who are against block grants, they say what's really going to happen is eventually the states are going to run out of money and people who need the program just won't qualify and they'll lose their benefits.
Okay, so the bill could have made an already very difficult program even harder to qualify for.
Right, it's already pretty difficult right now to qualify for Medicaid. This would make it probably much harder.
Okay, you have a couple of examples for us?
Yeah, let's do one. For example, you're a single person, you own your own home. All of a sudden you have to go to a long-term care facility. Under the law that exists right now but prior to that, you could keep the house, try to sell it, you had a period of time to sell it, and you go to the nursing home. As they revised it around 6 or 7 months ago, you don't qualify if you own that home unless you write a letter saying you're going to return to the home. But what happens if it's clear you can't return? Then you don't qualify for Medicaid, and technically the nursing home could kick you out.
All right.
That's one rule. Another rule that changed again around 6 or 7 months ago is that the income limits. So right now, if your income is above $2,205 a month, and that's adjusted every year, if you're above that, you don't qualify for Medicaid unless you set up something called a qualified income trust. That's a trust you set up. Any money's over those accounts, you throw in this trust, and then it spends the money down. So you have to go through that process. You have to do that every month. And if you don't do that, you don't qualify for Medicaid.
Man, oh man, the rules are bad enough as they are. Is there still planning, available to do something to protect assets? Yeah,
there are different techniques that we still use to try to help people qualify for Medicaid, but it's complicated. And I recommend that when you're going to do that, don't do it yourself. Sit down with an attorney who is qualified. Typically, someone has a certification, they're an elder law attorney, so they've lived with this stuff, they understand it, and sit down with them, and then watch out for the block grants coming up in the future.
Yeah, I'm sure they're going to revisit all of that. So we already knew Medicaid was arbitrary and harsh. Planning is available. You need to arm yourself with information and plan now for your future. And please block any future block-granted money proposal. For more information, call Mike. The number's next.
Call Solomon, Steiner and Peck at 1-888-236-5173 for more information or to schedule a speaker for your organization. Or log on to www.ssnplaw.com.